What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Dr. Jacobs here from Body Temple Health and Wellness. Health is wealth, and we have some exciting news for you today. We got a new video series. That's right, we got an exclusive partnership with The Fitness Connection, the #1 source for nutrients and supplements in the Bahamas. And we're here today to tell you about all things about food and nutrition. That's right, we're talking about vitamins, minerals, nutrients, all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, all the things you need to know to get in the best shape of your life. And these are things that you could just find in your average store, but we're gonna break it down for you so that you have the tools to become your best self. That's what we're all about here, and Fitness Connection is working with us to help us out. So stay tuned, lock in, tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your cousin, tell a dog, all come on down. Your journey starts right now. Let's go. All right, guys. Here we go. The first video series we're going to be talking about today is carbohydrates. That's right, carbohydrates. Maybe the words will just show up right in front of the screen while I'm talking, aka carbs. All right, you heard it, you see it on TV, big popular diets: low carb, no carb diet, keto diet, throw out all the bread in your fridge, right? So you've heard them all. But what does it actually mean? What are carbohydrates, right? So, just so that you guys know who's talking, I'm Dr. Jacobs from Body Temple Health and Wellness, and I am a licensed family medicine physician and wellness coach. And my job here is to educate you guys, is educate the people, to give them the tools, the access to this knowledge to be able to make the best decisions for their life, more so the health decisions for their life, right? Some of you guys may be walking around, just totally feel fine, but don't know that you might be having some of the most common conditions, medical conditions that are plaguing our community, like high blood pressure, like sugar, like obesity, which is a disease, okay? And having this knowledge is going to take you to another level in terms of managing yourself, all right? Not just coming to the doctor and have us try to save you. Let's give you the information so that you can save yourself. So that's why today we are embarking on this new journey with Fitness Connection to talk about food and the good food. So carbohydrates, let's go. What is a carbohydrate? Think about it. Carbs, in any simple sense of the word, is basically a source of fuel. It's a source of energy, just like the gas in your car. You got to put gas in it to move, right? You need fuel for your body to move, and carbohydrates is one of those resources that we use for fuel. But when it's broken down in our body, it's basically sugar. That's what carbohydrates are. It's what we call a macronutrient that is broken down into sugar into your body to be used as fuel, okay? And it's broken down into 3 major parts: simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, and fiber. You might have heard that word before. Fiber, I got too much fiber in my diet. That's what maybe the old people might say. Well, that is one of the compartments, right? So let's start at the top. Simple carbohydrates, broken down into simple sugars. These things go into your body. We eat common foods that I'll talk about in a minute that you can find carbohydrates in. It gets broken down into sugar, and from there, it goes into the places it needs to go for energy. Your muscles and your liver, okay? That's that thing right here, right under this area, okay? Just chilling, all right? Making sure that you live. So, simple. You have simple carbohydrates. You have complex carbohydrates. Those basically have a different framework in how the molecule is, and it's broken down a little differently. It actually takes a little bit for some, a little bit longer, okay? These things we may have heard of sucrose before, fructose before, high fructose corn syrup. This thing you might see on a label in the store. Pay attention to that, okay? Because that's actually sugar. That's a complex carbohydrate. And then we have fiber. Fiber, that thing that doesn't break down in our body, but actually allows us to be able to move things more easily through our colon, all right? So people who can't pass certain things, I'm rough, I can't get nothing through. Fiber allows your body to get things moving through the colon, all right? Get that stuff we don't need, pushes it out of our body. So you have your 3 main parts, right? But at the end of the day, carbs. Ooh, carbs are bad. They're horrible. Why are you eating carbs? That's why everybody's so big, right? That's what everybody throw in your face now. you know, in terms of the diet, it's scary, don't take it. But actually, it's not true. There are carbs in everything. What has carbohydrates in them, right? What are the foods that need to avoid, doc? I won't eat too much carbs. Well, you're gonna have a tough day because most all foods have carbohydrates in them. It's just the type of carbs that you're eating. That's right. You got carbohydrates in fruits. You got carbohydrates in your vegetables. We got starchy, nice, complex carbohydrates in our sweet potato. All right. You definitely got carbohydrates in your sugars. We don't want this. No white sugar, no brown sugar. And the bread. You know we like our bread. What Caribbean person don't like bread? But what type of bread are you eating? That is the key. And how much of it are you eating? You also got it in beans, canned beans, peas, lentils is the word, and dairy products, milk. They even got it in milk, whole grain. So, how much carbs can you eat? Well, the average person in your diet meal plan should consist of about 50%, 45% of their meals should have carbohydrates, right? Because it's fuel, right? Like I said in the beginning, it's all about energy. You need carbohydrates, you need proteins, you have the right amount of fats to get you a balanced meal, right? But again, what type of foods are we looking at? Let's talk about bread because that's the biggest question I always get. Doc, I want to change my diet, but I love my bread. What can I do? You like your tea with your toast. You gotta have it together. It's supposed to be together. It's a loving relationship. Well, how about this? How about we change the way we eat this bread? Let's, instead of getting the white bread, which has loads of sugars, right? High content of bad sugar that is gonna shoot up, especially processed bread that they put in the stores. They add all the extra sugars to it, so it's gonna take long in your body to break down. Let's switch it. Let's get a natural farming bread that comes in with all of the proper nutrients it needs and the right amount of carbs, so that it goes into the bloodstream and broken down in a right amount of time so that your body can put it away where it needs to go. That is whole grain, multigrain bread. That's right. And that includes not only bread, but pasta as well. That type of whole grain, especially the one that still has the natural wheat and the germ in it, that allows your body to now have time to get that sugar that's shooting in your blood over a longer period of time so that the insulin, big word, allows it to store it where it needs to be. Okay? So, whole wheat, multi-grain, remember those words. No white, whole wheat, multi-grain for bread, okay? You have your fruits and vegetables. Look into your labels, look and see what are the healthy options. The starchy vegetables that has the sugars, not so much white potato as much as sweet potato. That's an easy option for you. You can switch to that, all right? We like our cassava. Be mindful about how much carbohydrates you're gonna be eating with that. You can't have your cassava and rice together and think, oh, you know, that's enough carb. That's not a lot of carbs. No, that's a lot, all right? So you have to be able to balance that, all right? And really talk into, when we get into portion control, we'll get more into that type of what the entails about that, or the details about that. All right, guys, so to recap, we talked about carbohydrates, the different types, but what does this mean for you when you go to the supermarket? How do I pick the right carbohydrates to eat to be healthy? Well, it depends what you're trying to gain here. Are you going to go into the store to lose weight and you want to have your carbohydrates because you need energy for your muscles and tissues? Now that you know this, what do you pick? What are the healthy options? Well, I'll tell you. If you want to go into fruits, you can pick your bananas, your cherries, your berries. Great. You can get sweet potato or even white potato. You can get vegetables like starchy vegetables, beans, lentils, peas, cabbage, things like that. You can get even bread options, but whole wheat multigrain bread that hasn't been processed too much, all right? Not the white bread. I know it tastes good, but let's try to stay away from it, all right? Those would be the healthy options I would tell you go to. Whole wheat multigrain options, all right? And obviously the bad options, right? The white bread, like I said, simple sugars, the things that are gonna have processed options here, like cookies and candy and things like that. Those are the options that you kind of want to stay away from, all right? So that is carbohydrates in a nutshell. If you have any further questions or concerns, you can contact me through my Body Temple channel. We're here on YouTube. Leave a comment, or you can reach me at any of my other facilities that I am currently at. So this was Carbohydrates. I'm glad you could enjoy it. Thanks for Fitness Connection for working with us on this, and we'll see you next time. Health is wealth. Pew. That is the end of our Carbohydrates chat. I hope you guys enjoyed, you learned something. I want to thank Fitness Connection for partnering with me on this, and we have loads more to talk about. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We got more to come, and I just got 2 questions about carbohydrates, so let's tackle them. So somebody asked me, hey, so what do I want? What if I want to gain weight? What if I want to put on muscle? What do I do? Well, I'll tell you, the biggest misconception is that people think that, hey, I just need to take protein. Take protein all day, you're gonna gain muscle, not carbs. No, that's not true, right? Because we've established that your muscle needs energy, and where it gets most of its energy is actually from carbohydrates, not protein, right? Although they're both important, carbohydrates are really the true source of most of our energy throughout our body. So we do need carbohydrates, but it's just a healthy amount of carbohydrates and the right type of carbohydrates we want to put in our body when we're gaining weight, right? So what could you use for that? Well, you can, 1, increase your calories. You have to increase the amount of calories you put in your body. First off, the only way you're going to gain anything is if you put more in, right? Because your body's going to burn energy out. So what can you do? Eat more, but eat the healthy options that we talked about, and also you can use supplements. What kind of supplements, doc? Well, we got supplements right here. You can pick up one of these options, one of these babies. We got whey protein that has almost 400 grams of carbohydrates in this, all right? And taking that along with your increased caloric intake, plus working out, it's gonna allow you now to build that muscle, keep the muscle enlarged, and also cut away at the unnecessary fat that you have. So not only are you cutting away the bad fat, you're gaining mass and keeping it with your increase of carbs. Now, flip it. What if you want to lose weight? Oh, I want to get slim. What can I do? Summer body, let's go. What are we gonna do? We gotta cut carbs. We gotta cut carbs, right? That's what everybody says. No, I don't agree with that. Why? Because we have understood the science. You need the fuel. You cannot restrict your muscles not to have carbs. They need it for the glycogen in the muscle. So, popular diets, right? We have these fad diets that tell you don't eat any carbs. And yeah, if you don't eat the carbs, and if you decrease your caloric intake, you're gonna lose weight. And some of them lose weight very fast. In particular, diabetics, it's been recommended to have a low carbohydrate diet. Not really no carbohydrate, but low carbohydrate, because it actually proves to lose weight. But they do lose weight at a rapid scale, and it's really hard to maintain that once you come off and change your diet. So again, it's about choosing the right options of carbs that you're going to use. Yes, overall you should decrease your caloric intake and not eat unhealthy carbohydrates. So the white bread, right? The white pasta, the cookies, the other candy, those sugars that are going to cause surges into your body of sugar, which in turn is going to cause insulin to shoot up and cause you to store all of the things you eat. So it has to be a low, even distribution of insulin in your body for you to kind of focus on now increasing your activity to burn off more of the fat that you have, and in turn is going to cause you to lose the weight. Okay, so I think it, it's pretty simple if you break it down. You want to gain weight? More calories. You want to lose weight? Less calories. On the activity part, if you want to gain weight, one would say decrease activity, but if you want to gain muscle, you need to increase the activity, but just have more calories. If you want to lose the weight, you got to increase that activity so you can burn off more energy, as well as decrease the calories, okay? But either situation should have the same result for each aspect. All right? So that's the end of our chat. Moving on to the next big boy, talking about proteins. That's right. We're going to talk about these gains. And we'll see you at the next video. Until next time, health is wealth.